Visiting the Abbey at Monte Cassino is not complete if you don't visit the museum. The first room visited as you enter the museum is the Nativity Room, which has the a Nativity painting by Sandro Botticelli. That is one of the premier paintings, even though there are a lot of statues and paintings in the room. This is the premier painting by Sandro Botticelli, who lived from 1445 to 1510. He was an early Renaissance painter. There are a lot of paintings in this area. One of the things that the Abbey's been known for is its library of works in paintings and art. Leaving the Nativity Room, one enters the cloister that leads to the Chapel of St. Anne. And there is a window where you can discover debris that's either been left behind after the rebuild or was stored there. These columns you see are from previous rebuildings, and this tile is probably from the Siberian era. This is about 50 plates of etchings by Alessandro Caprioli that was published in 1579. The other etchings in the rules are related to the Saint Benedict and his life and the work that he did in this area. I am sure of what I have no direct information on these etchings in particular. In 1066 to 1071, Abbot Desiderius rebuilt the abbey in a very grand Romanesque style. The main staircase that leads up to the basilica today, he installed that, and it still is there today. He brought artists from all over to build these mosaic tiles, the tile mosaics, and sculptors, painters, and even commissioned them bronze doors, these bronze doors that you see, like this bronze door right here from Constantinople. And this portico right here is one that supposedly that was it quite a walk through. So that does tell you the sense of history. And he also brought pieces from Rome to help decorate and rebuild the abbey. This is the rule of modern art. There are so many paintings that I have no idea what they do, but it's considered there's the rule of modern art here. The statues and carvings, wood carvings. There's a lot of art. That's, again, one of the things that the Abbey is known for is a great collection of art and culture. Then one of the paintings here, I think it shows it, is the martyring of Lotharius by the Saracens in 883 is a painting about that, I believe is in this group. This might be coming up here. These might be actually Etruscan statues. So this is not necessarily all modern. And then there's some offshoot of rules where you have all sorts of religious articles and them relating to the abbey. Pretty rich collection of artifacts in this room. This is a piece of the original floor to the church that Desiderius built. This mosaic very goes back to 1066. So are these pieces, these used to guard the tomb of Saint Benedict and Saint Scholastica. They are on the inner side of the tomb. These are the sketches and the finds from the area. There was a lot of excavation done after World War II during the rebuild. And I believe a lot of this comes from that. A lot of these sketches show just how grand the build was of the abbey. The abbey was built originally on the Temple of Apollo. Part of it was used to build a small church or chapel during St. Benedict's time. It wasn't as grand as it is today. It was pretty, just using whatever was available to build whatever they had for towers or rooms at the time. That has changed course over time. The Soviets built, really built up the almost into the grandeur that you see today. However, Baroque rebuilt, because a number of things happened. There was an earthquake that destroyed the monastery or the abbey in 1349. So that's but it's really the beat up. So it rebuilt numerous times, but it has a lot of history that goes back 6th century before BC. Yeah, 6th century BC. So we're looking at other different styles of dress from the times before. This is just it's a hallway that's leading to the museum, and we could not get, I cannot capture with my camera exactly what's being written here. In that's in Italian, I know I saw that to be translated. But as you can see some of the capitals. This is the Sonarius type of build, or possibly the Baroque style. So there was a Baroque rebuild in the 17th and 18th century of the abbey. So the chapel that was you saw earlier, if you looked at that, was in the Baroque style. That was from the 17th and 18th century. This song was just yearly back to the 11th century, and were likely were written and illustrated here at Monte Cassino. This is part of the Placiti Casa de Se. This is actually the Placito Capuano. It is from 960. It was discovered in the abbey in 1734. But this is unique in the sense that it shows the vernacular back in 960 of Italian as it moved away from Latin. Yeah, we're in the other areas of mosaics that are part of the old basilica from the Desiderius era. I do believe that is correct. These were either in the floor or on the walls of the old basilica. Beautiful, beautiful tiles, mosaics. But now we're going into the more religious areas of the area of the museum. These are religious artifacts, minors from past cardinals and popes and other related church articles. This room is called, that's coming up to, is called the Treasures of St. Benedict. And next room is the Ivories and Cases room. A lot of religious artifacts in ivory and cases for storing other religious artifacts as well. The art is located in this room. In 883, the Saracens raided the abbey and forced Abbot Betharius and a number of monks to flee. They caught him down in Cassino, and Betharius was murdered. And this painting shows that situation. The rest of the room just shows abbots and monks in the area. This is the monks' meeting room, and this is the hearth where they met. The next room is Roman finds area, jewelry, particles found around the area during the excavations after World War II. And some pieces are brought from Rome itself. So this is all Roman or Etruscan, probably pretty ancient. maybe even, um, for even older than that. Some of this stuff could be, well, that's definitely Roman. And, small articles, figurines. This chair, it's called a birthing chair, but my guess is actually it's a toilet chair, but it's carved a single piece of red marble. That's pretty awesome. Again, you're looking for finds. These are the finds around the area. The chair was brought from Rome, I believe. And so the expectation is that the emperor might actually, at one point or another, used it. So there's some of the dating is not clear. There's a statue related to health and medicine. Goes from the 2 AD, 3rd century AD. Some of this other stuff is all Roman. This is all from Rome. This is a Roman sarcophagus. They're small people. The average size of them. If I say this is this is the statue to health, to medicine, I believe. Some of this stuff could be actually Greek. The black enamel stuff could be actually from Greece, ancient Greece. But it was found in the area, so it's who knows when it came to the Etruscan. Could be Volsci, could be Samnite, could be a lot of different things. This is an area that displays Bibles from Benedictine times and the Benedictine crosses of the different styles. Pretty awesome. Considering how old these are. These are probably going back to 1500s. Now we move into the row of rebuild. So make it as it was. To build it as it was. So there are pictures of what it looked like before the bombing. This is during World War II. It's the World War II. Rebuild situations, the drawings, how they rebuilt it with how the tiles were going to be placed and made, the colors they would use, and the amount of work that was involved. Just incredible. So one of the unique stories about that is that though the structure was so completely done, the room of Saint Benedict, the tomb of Saint Benedict and Saint Scholastica was not destroyed. It survived, as so did his statue at the base of the grand staircase. At one of in the main cloister, it survived. Though the statue of Saint Scholastica did not, it was destroyed ashes. It was decapitated actually. But you can see this artillery shell landed stuck right into the base of the tomb of Saint Benedict, the Saint Scholastica, and did not go off. That is crazy. Stuck right under the staircase leading up to the tomb. There's some stairs that lead up to it. You can see them if you haven't seen the original. That is crazy. And there's a lot of artifacts from the destruction, a lot of leftover material being displayed throughout the museum actually. But this area survived. Was complete destruction of this. If you watch the movies, they're available online. See how destructive the bombing was. You realize that this was destroying, the buildings that were built back, 1,000 years ago, and it's tough and volcanic rock. And when it explodes, it's just rubble. So you can see some of the leftover pieces from what I understand, they would find them for eight. A lot of people thought it was just too unsafe to live in the area after this battle, and so they moved. And some of them came to the United States. So you can see a picture of the Grand Staircase going up to the Basilica, and it's just covered in rubble, but it still existed. This machine density right there. Some shells, some helmets, some exploded shells. Oh, display of World War II. Oh yeah, I'm walking through that area. There is a picture, there is a movie explaining how they moved some of the stuff away from here. How this packed. The Germans helped move this away, out of harm's way. A lot of the art and books that you see were safely stored away or Rome, then brought back after it was rebuilt. Somewhere here there is a picture of what's left of the statue of St. Scholastica, the original statue. That could be coming up. This shows you the boxing. I think that we actually show a box that's still in existence, what they used. All the books. And looking over the... Oh, it was much more looking than in the little fun stuff right here.